Let me ask you something. Did you ever think the President of the United States could be legally stopped from building a ballroom in the White House? Well, guess what? This isn't just about a fancy room. It's about the very foundation of American governance, and it's blowing up in ways that make your head spin. Here's why this legal showdown over a Trump ballroom is way bigger than you might think. Think about it. The White House isn't just a house. It's a symbol of power, history, and the delicate dance between branches of government. Now, imagine the president wants to tear down the East Wing, yes, the East Wing, and replace it with a 90,000 square foot ballroom. Sounds like a party, right? But here's the kicker. A federal appeals court just said, nope. You can't do this without Congress. And that's not just a technicality, it's a seismic shift in how we understand executive authority. What makes this so fascinating is the sheer audacity of the argument. The Trump administration is basically saying, we are the executive branch. We can build whatever we want. But the court is pushing back, saying, Congress gets to decide this. That's not just about a ballroom. It's about who holds the reins of power. If the president can unilaterally reshape the White House without legislative approval, what's stopping them from doing the same with, say, military bases or tax laws? This is a direct challenge to the separation of powers, and it's happening in real time. And let's talk about the judges. You've got a panel with a Democratic appointee, a Republican appointee, and another Democratic appointee. The split? 2-1 against the project. But here's the twist, the dissenting judge, Naomi Io, is a Trump nominee. Her opposition to the stay. It's like watching a chess game, where even the players aren't entirely on the same team. It raises a deeper question, when does political loyalty override legal principles? Or is this just the judiciary doing its job, no matter the partisan makeup? Then there's the national security angle. The government is arguing this ballroom isn't just for parties, it's a fortress. They are talking drones, ballistic missiles, biohazards. But here's what bugs me. If this is so critical, why hasn't Congress been in the loop? The administration is framing it as an urgent need, but the court is saying, you can't just bypass Congress and call it national security. It's like if your neighbor decided to build a nuclear bunker in your backyard without asking you. You'd be mad, right? So why is this different? And don't even get me started on the symbolism. The East Wing has been a place of diplomacy, public events, and historic moments. Dismantling it to build a ballroom. It feels like erasing part of the White House's identity. The National Trust for Historic Preservation isn't just fighting for bricks and mortar, they are fighting for the soul of a building that's been a backdrop for America's most pivotal moments. What does that say about how we value history versus modern convenience? Are we willing to sacrifice heritage for a few extra dance floors? This isn't just a legal case. It's a mirror held up to the current state of American politics. When the president can't even build a ballroom without a fight, what does that say about the system's checks and balances? Is this a win for democracy, or is it a sign that even the most basic decisions are getting bogged down in bureaucracy? And honestly, I'm curious, what happens next? Does the Supreme Court step in? Does Congress finally get involved? Or does this become a case study in how power struggles play out in plain sight? One thing's for sure, this ballroom isn't just about Trump. It's about the future of how power is wielded in this country. And whether or not that ballroom ever gets built, the conversation it's sparking is way more important than the walls themselves.